Hey there, everyone. It is KB or Katrina, and today I want to share. Today is Tuesday, so it's a Mars Day, and I want to talk about Mars conjuncting Saturn in the sign of Aquarius just a little bit and what that really means. When you think about Aquarius energy, it is about social, being social, your social. I was going to say social responsibilities. And I'm saying that because Saturn is transiting Aquarius at this time, and Saturn is about responsibility. And because it's a social sign of Aquarius, the intellectual, it's about our responsibility and how we handle our social commitments, if you will. So it makes me think about how are we handling humans? I want to say humanity, but how are we handling our commitments to ourselves first and foremost, but also how are we handling our own personal responsibility as it relates to being social and how we go about our daily task in the world. And when you incorporate Mars, Mars is the sign of action. It's asserting my will. How am I asserting my will in the world? And as it pertains to the sign of Aquarius, we're talking about words, we're talking about the intellect. And so the conjunction happened on yesterday, which is Monday, April the 4th. And I wanted to talk about it around this time because I realized that the energies may be taking place on a specific time and date, but we start to feel the energies days, and it depending on the actual transiting planets, you can even feel the energy weeks. But these are Saturn moves a little bit slower. Mars is a much more faster moving planet. So the social connections and commitments and responsibilities and the call to action as it relates to Mars, the call to act and to respond in such a way where it's responsible is very necessary, as we can see as we look all over the world at this particular time. I know we like to think of ourselves as separate and disconnected, and when we see big names broadcast in social media on every station you can think of, whether it's radio, television, your handheld devices, through social media. We like to think of ourselves as being separate, but we are all connected. And so when you see a big name that's out there and there is a situation that's happening among us, we should take the time to self-reflect. It's always an opportunity. The universe always presents us with opportunities to self-reflect. And so you can either see it as a distraction, and in some cases I do see a lot of what is shown, things that are shown on a consistent basis. I see it as a distraction, but I'm learning to actually see it for what it is. And in some cases it will be considered a distraction, but it's how you take advantage of the moment, how you take advantage of what's being presented to you, and how you learn how to master that energy within. And so what I am learning is when I am presented with news or information that I may initially deem as a distraction, I'm like, okay, well, let me look a little further into this. It may take me a few days to actually look into it because of other things that are happening within my own world. And so when I finally get around to looking into something, then I begin to use it as a tool of self-reflection. And this is what I'm sharing for others, because we could be caught up in the judgment of it all, judging other people's behaviors and actions. And look at the behavior and start to analyze the behavior and ask myself the deeper questions of what's going on with this behavior. So when I see a big name out there and they're being judged for something that they did or said, then I don't disconnect myself from the situation. I'm learning not to do that. I'm learning to see that, hey, that's me or that's you. Because guess what? At one point in our lives, it was us. Maybe not to the massive scale of being publicly on a stage or arena in that way where all or millions, billions could see. Maybe it was just your co-workers. Maybe it was just your immediate family. Maybe it was just you and a close friend, you and a significant other, you and a child. But the point is, it is us. It is I, they or us and we or them. However you want to say it. And so learning how to see and receive that helps me to stay in a place of compassion, not excusing anyone's behavior, because once again, the place of compassion says, hey, okay, I'm not excusing your behavior, but I am actually learning how to see things for what they are, meaning see the situation for what it is, and learning how to go deeper into my psyche and analyze, self-reflect, and hopefully you'll do the same for yourself, because I can't dig and probe into your psyche for you, and you can't dig and probe into my psyche for me, but we can actually help one another be aware, self-aware, that is. And so all of this is happening for us to learn how to be more self-aware. That's what self-reflection is. It's a matter of taking some time to reflect on thyself and look at the situation that's being presented to you, whether it's coming from someone else, it's on a big stage for all to see. Put yourself in that situation, because like I said, at one point or another, you probably were in the situation, just on a very much more smaller scale possibly. And so that helps me to take the time to look within and learn that we are all having to self-reflect. We are all having to go inside and look at ourselves and see how we are contributing to the whole. Because when we place judgment on someone that has committed a act of whatever the act may be, then we are not taking the time to look at the behavior of that person, and therefore we're committing more of the same of what that person has done. But we have been conditioned to see that it's okay to judge people, it's okay to critique others, criticize people, and say, oh, I'm taking this side, you're taking this side. It's not about taking a side. This is not a side. That's going back into the extremes of it all and disregarding the center, neglecting the center, because I'm taking a side instead of learning how to go within and realizing what is it that I can do to contribute to the situation. And that means even if it's just learning how to look at myself and my own behavior, then I am contributing to the situation, hopefully in a healthy way. But if I choose to judge another person, or including myself, if I'm choosing to take a side of who's right and who's wrong, when that doesn't matter and that perpetuates and makes situations escalate even more, then I am not helping in that way. I'm actually doing more of the same. So it's about all of us self-reflecting and realizing that when one of us is hurting, then we are all hurting. When one of us is emotionally wounded, then we are all in that situation. And hence, this is why self-reflection, being self-aware, taking that journey of self-discovery to self-master is so vital. That's what I am about. That's what I believe in. That is a cause, Saturn conjuncting Mars, a call to action for me to take a stand on. So a call to action as well as it relates to the social commitment. My social commitment is learning how to teach myself how to self-reflect, how to go within and to look at myself and not be so judgmental on myself, because this will help me to not be so judgmental when it comes to another person. Remember, it's about the behavior and correcting the behavior of a situation. There's no need for me to judge another human. But there is a need for me to look at the behavior and bring some correction in that area. And so that's what I'm looking at when it comes to me. I cannot correct another person's behavior. I can bring it to your attention what is happening, just like you can bring something to my attention, but we cannot correct each other's behavior. And so let's learn how to join forces, to place our power in the appropriate place, if you will, to remember that we are our own authorities, that I am my own author of my own story, which makes me my own authority, and the power is within me. And so the same goes for every other individual out there. Your power is in your hands. You have the power to go within and create the world that you want for yourself, to create the changes that you're wanting to see with what is going on in the world. You have the power to do this within thyself. This is all of us. All of us have this power to create the changes that we want to be and to see in the world. We have that by tapping within, not by pointing a finger and blaming others and choosing a side and telling others how they should behave. We have to really dig deep. We have to learn how to dig deep into our own psyche if we want to be the true change makers. That's how it begins. That's how it all starts, setting that example. And so, with that being said, this is the commitment that I have for myself, and I'm hoping that others are choosing the same for themselves. And if you are doing that for yourselves, leave a comment in the comment section below, because it's so good for others to just join in and to have those moments where they're recognizing and awakening to how to tap within and how to really truly make those changes so that we can actually be in a place of wholeness. And remember that we are light and we are shadow. We are all of it. And this is how we actually learned to collect both my light and accept my shadow. I have to accept, to be whole, I have to accept those aspects of my nature. Self-reflection helps me to realize that I am shadow. I have they talk about the angel and the devil on your shoulder, I have an angel of light and I have the angel of darkness, and all humans do. We have to wake up and realize that can't just walk around one-sided, on that polarity, just walking around with the light and just leaving the dark behind. You're still going to have issues. We're still going to have these issues and things that we have to tend to within us, each and every one of us. I deal with things all of the time. They're always coming up for me to heal, always coming up for me to process. My shadow side always comes up to the surface and said, hey, here I am. It's time to deal with it. And it is not easy, but I have to do it. This is the commitment, the social commitment. It all begins with me being responsible, taking the actions, the necessary actions to be whole. That's the self-mastery. That is the self-awareness that I'm speaking of. Self-awareness is realizing that I am light and I am shadow, and it's okay. This is who we all are, but it's about what I do with my light and my shadow. How do I incorporate these aspects of my nature and my being? Do I continue to walk around and repress and ignore my shadow or light for some? Do I walk around and ignore these aspects of my being, or do I allow them to be? And in allowing them to be, acknowledge them and heal what needs to be healed, meaning process it in my way, because each and every one of us has a different way that we process even our healing, and in acknowledging what we need to acknowledge as it pertains to these aspects of our nature. All right, so I didn't want my video to be as long, but hey, it happens sometime, right? When you have some things to say and share. And this is where I will drop off at this moment in time. And so, with that being said, harmony to you all. Much love, much gratitude, and appreciation for who you are. Until we meet again, thank you so much.